Hello everyone, this is Xephyr here and welcome back to Demon Souls. Before we get started, I'm going to compile everything I said 2 videos ago at the beginning into a short section. The reason being, we just ran into the area and I thought I'd be able to talk about it while doing stuff, and I listened back to it and it's a jumbled mess. So, to just kind of compress it, the reason I like our character being a knight and not a wanderer is because he is defined by his actions and his motivations, not so much just by the fact that he travels. So the fact that he travels to protect people because his actions are meant to do good, and the fact that he carries himself with kind of confidence and honor is why he's knightly, even without the title of a knight. So the whole idea is just that he's more defined by what he does and who he is rather than just the fact that he travels a lot. And that's all I was trying to get at. So that's why I like the whole knight term, is because thematically it fits his character better than just saying, he wanders, so he's a wanderer. Because, yes, technically he's a wanderer, but I think the knight title fits better for his person and his identity rather than just identifying with the traveling part. So that's all I was trying to say. That's what I'm happy with now. Hopefully that makes sense. Now let's actually get into what we're doing. So the first thing that I want to do, we no longer need the Water Veil spell, so I'm going to switch that back to enchant weapon or whatever it's called. Let's see.
You have your wits about you. Surely you understand.
Right, I don't talk to you very often, Frake. Take that off, put enchant weapon back on.
Bring me more demon souls when you can.
Yeah, think about it.
I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
Not really a magician. Okay, so now that that's done, the next thing I want to do is I did do some farming. And I do believe we can finally... We might actually be able to finish upgrading the crushing longsword.
I was worried sick.
I don't know for certain that I have enough chunks, because we're only at +3. So I know we have enough to get to +4, but I don't know if we got enough to get to +5. But I think I did. I got a total of 9. And we need 3 for the +4, and I think we need 6 for +5. So I think we can do it. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to try and get this. And if this works, that'll make me very happy. And then we're going to be heading back to the Valley of Defilement in order to start working towards Pure Black and finish exploring. I know where one of the events for Pure Black is in the Valley of Defilement. Unfortunately, I don't know where the other one is. So that's going to be a fun time. But if we can successfully take care of both events, that'll be good. Then we'll really be on the road to what I want to achieve.
What if it be a blacksmith?
Okay, so we can now go to +4, as you can see, which is awesome. And that gets us nothing for scaling, but still makes the weapon pretty powerful. Can we do +5? Ooh, I have even more chunks than I needed for +5. So this is going to be our first fully upgraded weapon. And this is the funny thing. The scaling, I didn't know this. The scaling jumps from B to S. It completely skips A. So what is it right now? It gives a +72 bonus with B strength scaling. Wow. That's a 37? Yeah, 72. So that's a 37 damage increase just on the scaling. Just for jumping from B to S. That's incredible. And this is going to be a really good weapon now. So let's do it. So we now have a crushing longsword +5. I'm not going to lie, I'm honestly surprised that we didn't get a trophy for that. Oh, I could almost make this too. I just need some shards. I might actually buy those. Oh. We can see another Another thing there that I don't think we have the soul for. Yeah, we don't, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll just know about that later. But, yeah, look how much weaker this scaling is. It's just got a much higher base physical attack. But I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the shards for that from the guy outside.
All done. Then be gone. I work alone.
Actually, we might not do that now that I think about it, because I need to go get... we have a ton of souls, and I think we can now get 2 full levels, potentially, which will give us the dexterity we need to use the compound longbow, which then I also would like to upgrade that, which needs more stuff, so we might actually not have enough souls right now for a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I farmed for a decent amount of time to get those greystone chunks, and we should switch to this weapon, because I love that it shows, like, oh no, we're losing 24 attack power. But we're really not, because of how much higher the scaling is. This gets to 229, and this is only at 188. So the Crushing Longsword's definitely better by a good margin. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah, you can see it's 229 over there, so that's really good. That'll be helpful for a while.
Thou seekest the power, then touch the deep.
So now we want to get dexterity to 12. Yes, okay, we can do that.
Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
Confirm.
Let strength be granted so the world.
And don't worry, this was not wasted levels. I'm pretty certain I need the dexterity for other stuff later. The weapon I really want to use, I'm pretty certain I need higher dexterity. But the problem is I'm not certain about that. I just think I'm right. But this is still helpful, because I also, if we can, I wouldn't mind using the white bow. But that needs a lot of dexterity.
Art thou finished? May thy strength help.
So I think the white bow needed, what, 22 dexterity just to wield? So that's probably not going to happen.
I'm keeping a close watch on you for long.
So I'm going to keep this out because I want to upgrade it. But I think now... Yeah, what did this need? This needs, what, 24 dexterity. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Also, look at that. I never noticed this before. It only has E scaling in both strength and dexterity. But I'm betting if we upgrade it with colorless demon souls, maybe the scaling will get better. But that's a lot of stat investment just for crap scaling. I'll have to check that out later. But for now, if I'm going to use that and I'm going to invest that many levels into dexterity, I'll have to confirm that this thing gets a lot stronger by upgrading it. But I would like to use the compound longbow because it is a bit stronger than the compound shortbow. It has more range, and it's just a better bow. And I do believe we needed that dexterity investment anyway for other stuff. So it's not so bad to switch up to the better bow. We just have to upgrade it some. That's the part that's going to suck.
I'm keeping a close watch on you.
Because I think we need to buy quite a few... Actually, I think we need to buy quite a few hardstones, because I think that takes hardstones. So we'll actually need to probably use up a bunch of our souls here. But I have a lot of them, so it's not so bad. I might not want to use all of these, though. I'm grabbing them, but we're probably not using all of them. That's our Grey Demon Soul and our colorless. Yes, okay.
You have a heart of gold.
Ooh, is my weight? I'm hunched. Oh no, this is too heavy. Oh, we're at 50.9. Are you kidding me? Oh, that hurts. That hurts so much. I'm not happy about that at all. Are you really... We need a level of endurance, just one level? That is poopy. Well, for now, let's go ahead and we'll head back here. We'll buy some shards. And we'll see what we can do. So, let's just buy whatever we can. Not really a lot. And the reason I want to upgrade that longsword is I just want to see how comparatively strong its +10 is to the crushing +5. And the reason for that is when you figure the crushing can only get to +5 and a normal one can get to +10, that means each level of the crushing should be worth 2 levels of the standard longsword if they're going to be pretty close to the same strength. So that means a +5 is the equivalent of a +10. So I want to see if that +10 is going to be anywhere near as strong as the +5.
What be if it be a blacksmith?
And we won't be able to get a +10, but I can at least get it to +9, and then we'll be able to see the +10 and decide if it's worth getting it to +10 ever, or whether we can just let it be. And I know it's using a lot of hardstone chunks and stuff, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to do the compound longbow first, because now that I think about it, if I do that, we won't be able to completely upgrade our compound longbow, and this I know I need to upgrade. So I'm going to go back on what I was just saying, and I don't have enough souls, so let's use some soul items. Let's just use all of the unknown warrior, because that's probably the one I care least about.
What would be a blacksmith?
Okay, compound longbow. Go to +1. Go up to +2. And I need more shards. Jeez. Okay, so let's use some more souls here.
All done.
See, this is why I save these soul items, is for moments like this where I need to purchase stuff. It's not so useful you leveling up, because you need a ton of them to get enough to level up a lot. But it is definitely good. Oh, I hate that. And I am going to try and get a level off of them if I can. Just because they don't give you enough to really easily level, especially once you get a lot higher level. But they do give you enough to purchase stuff when you really need it. And so that's why I save them, is so that if I'm like, okay, I need to purchase some things, I can use these souls and purchase them. Purchase what I need and then move on.
If it be a blacksmith.
Okay, so compound longbow +3. I don't have enough souls again. Shoot. I keep forgetting about that.
If it be a blacksmith.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Alright, compound longbow +3. It's gotten quite a bit stronger. D and E still, though. To go to +4, it stays D and E, but gets a little stronger with scaling. Let's go ahead and do it. Go to +5. We can't do. We need 2 more shards. No scaling increase. Okay.
All done.
No. The sad thing is, I think the only upgrades bows get are, I think you can only go standard or sticky. I don't think there's anything other than that. Hmm. 8? I think that leaves us enough to do 2 more upgrades. Also, don't feel bad about buying stones, because holy crap, farming some of the shards and stuff is a nightmare with how many you need. Especially hardstone and sharpstone. Just with how many you're going to need for upgrades. I mean, look how many I've had to buy. Unless you have really high item discovery, which you could if you're running a higher luck build. They just don't drop often enough. Yep. Okay, upgrade. Yeah, have we even seen... I think we saw Sticky, and I chose not to go with it because Sticky's a dex... Sticky is a dex scaling upgrade path, which isn't what we want. But I haven't seen any other upgrade paths, I don't think. I wasn't paying super close attention, though, which was not my bad. So now we can go +6. And then we could go +7 if we had more hardstone shards. which might be what I do, because again, I want my bow to be stronger, so...
All done.
Sorry, I know we're, this is not the most exciting thing, but I wanted to show this stuff off. Should be enough to get us 6, I think, right? So much for getting that level up. So we might be staying heavy for a little while.
Oh, hello.
I think that's where we're going to have to stop, though, because we'll need potentially more chunks or large shards after this. But +7's still really, really good. It should hold us for a while. And the nice thing is, if I did miss an upgrade, I can always get another compound longbow and upgrade it later for the other paths. We'll want to do that at some point.
If it be a blacksmith.
Same thing with the standard longsword. At some point, I'll want to upgrade it, but right now is not the time. As much as I want to upgrade it and see how it compares. I mean, if we look at the +9, it only gets up to 200 damage, so it's still weaker than the crushing. But then you figure there's one more level after that, and it will probably upgrade the scaling again to maybe a B and a D, because that last upgrade is clearly a huge increase. But I still don't think it'll be... I don't think it... In the long run, with my strength stat, I still don't think it'll overtake the crushing longsword. Alright, to get to +8... Oh, look, lava bow. Let me make that. Oh, hard demon soul. So that uses the armor spider soul. But look how much it drops the damage by. Ah, but it adds 100 fire. Okay, so that would be 150. We don't have the dex requirement to use it. But it uses... It's got D and D scaling. Oh, D, D, and E. It actually scales with magic as well. Interesting. So it scales with strength, dex, and magic. It drops to 50 physical, but then has 100 fire on it. That's probably what's the magic scaling is for. So that's which is why it's so weak, because I have such crap magic stat. But that's pretty cool. A longbow with limbs shaped like a spider's legs. Forged from the soul of the armor spider, it imbues all arrows with fire. That's not bad. I mean, when you figure this has... But this has 81 with massive scaling, because it's a C and a D now, which I guess I haven't been paying attention to that, have I? But C and D, strength and dex, so that's still... That dex went up from the E, and strength now to C. That's pretty great. This has a lot of physical damage on it. So this is, what, 81... So that's 239, and this is only at 150, but you figure with the D&D scaling, it could end up being better. It's hard to say. We can't get the +8, though, because we need shards and large shards, and I just don't have the souls for it. So, we will stick with the 7 for now. That's still really good.
All done.
Now the trick is, do I have enough soul items? Yes, that was overkill. Holy crap, that gave a lot more than I thought. Never mind, we'll go put the rest of them away. That'll get us a level up. Hopefully a single level will give us enough endurance, or a single level of endurance will hopefully give us enough to wear this stuff and still be able to roll. Then I also have to repair all my equipment. And then we can finally head off. So I apologize, we had some things to finish up before we could head in. Alright, endurance, please. If I do this, please be enough. We'll see.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world art thou, may thy strength.
Yes, it was. Okay, we're now at a flat 50%, which actually proves what I wanted to check, which is that you have to be 50% or less, not under 50%. So that's good. So now, let's repair all our stuff, because I haven't done that in a long time.
I can forge weapons for you.
Okay, repair everything. Hooray.
You come back alive.
Now, let's drop off some stuff.
Okay, I'm keeping a close watch on you.
We have plenty of arrows for now, so we should be good. I won't need you or you. I'll hold on to you for later. I don't need the standard longsword anymore because I have the crushing longsword. Alright, I think we're finally good.
You have a heart of gold.
So, we're going to go ahead and go back into our body form here. Because we need to get this down to pure black, and it's what looks like neutral right now. I don't know why Boletarian Palace is neutral now. Wasn't it pure white before? What? Why is this neutral now? Hang on, let's go here real quick. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, because it makes it easier to get to black. But I don't understand what happened. The gate's still open. I'm pretty certain that gate stays open once it's been opened. So as long as you've gotten to pure white and you've seen it open, or gotten to, I think pure black opens it too. But as long as you've gotten the gate open before and seen it open, I believe it stays open. But I'm confused why this area would return. Oh, the gecko's back. I should take care of that while I'm here, I guess. But I don't understand. What? Why did this go back to neutral? Huh. Oh well, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as the other places that are important haven't changed. And they haven't, like, Stonefang Tunnel's still pure white. Ooh, that still doesn't kill these guys in one hit. Hardstone shard times 6. Well, that would have been useful a little bit ago. I don't think I ever went down here. There's nothing down here. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Okay. But yeah, it's weird that this place changed. Let's check our other world tendency. So Stonefang's still pure white, so that's fine. Latria's a little white. It's above neutral. And then it looks like the other two, the Shrine of Storms and Valley of Defilement, are both neutral. The Boletari is neutral as well. I don't understand why that happened. Probably a bug, most likely. It's whatever. Not that big of a deal. Just odd. Oh, I will also note something that I hadn't thought about, but is probably correct. So we've taken down one Black Phantom, which was Scurvir the Wanderer's Black Phantom. However, he fell. We didn't directly defeat him, so I'm pretty certain he did not affect our character tendency, which kind of stinks because we needed him to affect our character tendency. It's not the end of the world, but it just means there's something we can't do on this run. I didn't even think about that until after it happened, and I was like, oh crap, I'm pretty certain that's how that works. Oh. So, just note that if you're fighting Black Phantoms, you do not want them to fall to their death. You want them to... be killed by you. At least if you want your character tendency affected. If you don't care about your character tendency, then you can let them fall to their death. But my plan when fighting him was not for him to fall to his death. It was to whittle him down a bit and then go and fight him melee. And he just was like, nah, man, and fell. And I was like, oh, okay. So what we'll probably do, I mean, if we die, that's good, sort of. Also bad, but good. If we don't die, we'll at least be exploring. And the reason I didn't mind that Boletaria is down to neutral again is because we already did his pure white event. Both of them. So it's not so bad if it's back to neutral, because it just makes it easier to go to pure black, and it'll get back to pure white when we do the pure black events. So it's fine. It's just a strange situation. No game is perfect, though. All games will have bugs, so you just kind of have to live with it. Now, there's a few things I will say here. We could probably deal with those giant depraved ones pretty easily. There's 4 of them down there. I don't know if you can see all 4, but there's 4 of them there. 1 a little off into the swamp to the left, 2 on the little platform there, and then 1 in the middle off in the swamp. If we shot them with arrows, we could probably deal with them. It would take time, but we could do it, especially if we went and bought some poison arrows. Oops. Because we could get them poisoned and let them whittle themselves down. That would be one option. The reason we're not doing that is because they're also an easy way to challenge ourselves and give us a means to lower the tendency of the world without being out of character. So yes, we could deal with them, but we can do the more dangerous route, and I won't feel bad about our world tendency going black, because I won't just like be killing my character purposely. I will try and take them down. Absolutely. I will 100% be trying to defeat them. But if we happen to die, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we win, that'll be crazy. But also very cool. Oh, there's an armor set here. Shaman's Tabi, Shaman's Armbands, and Shaman's Garb. Garb of a Wayward Shaman, adorned with several satchels for carrying knickknacks, stained with the rendered fat of some foul beast, which might explain its noxious odor. Wonderful. Slippers of a Wayward Shaman, a coarse sack-like foot wrap that scarcely covers the ankles. It didn't look like a sack to me. It just looks like it's bandages that are wrapped around some kind of soul. But that's pretty cool. Alright, so the reason I dropped down here, 1, was because there was a couple items here. 2, we're past this barrier, so we're in the spot we still needed to explore. Obviously, out there's still stuff to explore. But there was one thing in particular I really want to get to that we almost did and then got knocked off of a ledge. So it might take a moment to get back to it. Ugh. Gross. But that's the first thing I want to go after, is the thing that I actually wanted to explore. And then we'll see what we can do about exploring the other spots out in the swamp itself. I hate fighting these guys just because they have that stupid rush and push attack that is just the worst thing ever. Because it does okay damage to you. Nothing crazy or bad. But it can really wear down your shield stamina. And then on top of that, it pushes you. And so you can fall off stuff very easily. Pretty certain that's why we fell the last time when we were over near what I want to actually explore. Let's see, I hear someone attacking me. Ah, crap. So one thing that I'm still thinking about, and I think I've mentioned this before, and I'm not at a full decision. I'm pretty certain I know what I want to do because I love this game so much. I'm pretty certain that I'm going to be recording New Game Plus because I know I'll be playing it. I just don't know if I want to record it. And the reason for that is because I don't know how to explain it from a story standpoint for our character. And, you know, I told you at the beginning of this, I told you at the 2 videos ago when I was trying to explain our character's motivations and stuff and why he's a knight and not a wanderer and all that. Story is important to me, especially for my character. And so I'm trying to think of what the reason would be for playing New Game Plus. And it's kind of pretty easy to just say, you know, I've told you our character is technically immortal. Or I guess they are immortal. They just aren't invulnerable. They can die. They don't die of age or disease, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I've explained that. I don't want to get too deep into that again. But, so could it be explained that, you know, everything's cyclical. The world's cyclical. The mistakes of the past are made again. Similar to how this game explains it, is that, you know, this has happened before, and the Monumentals put the old one to sleep, and then King Alant was an idiot, forgot the stories of the past, and woke the old one again. So, it could explain that it happens again. Why are there characters that have the same names and stuff? Well, you know, generations. Hello? Oh, I think I know where I am. Okay. This is where I want to go. You know, generations pass, but people, you know, name their kids and family members after ancestors and things like that. Like, there's plenty of reasons to explain it. The problem I'm having is not so much that, because I'm fine with explaining, you know, how my character's friends survive and stuff, how he stays sane and things like that, you know, how they all have become immortal as well. I can come up with reasons for that. I have come up with reasons for that. My issue more is that some of the things that I want to do in New Game Plus, I worry don't fit my character, and I have to have a reason for them. And basically what I'm saying is things that I'm not doing on this playthrough because they're kind of against my character, and this looks way more gross in this version than in the PS3 version. We'll deal with that in a second. Let's deal with this first. But yeah, coming up with reasons why he would do those things that I plan to do in New Game Plus is my issue, and I haven't quite thought of it yet, and that's why I'm undecided. If I can't come up with a good reason, then I probably won't be playing New Game Plus as a recording. I'd just be playing it. But if I can come up with a reason, if I can come up with something that kind of explains it and makes sense, then I definitely plan on doing New Game Plus. And that's the direction I'm going. I want to play New Game Plus. I want to record it. I want to show it because I want to show everything this game has to offer because I love this game so much. But I have to have a good story reason, so I have to figure something out. And I will do my best to figure that out. So, I didn't expect to get to this so quickly, and that's why I went to that rant. So the reason I'm sitting here, though, is I want to show you this. When you come up here, there's all these slugs that are stuck together, and if you keep hitting them, you can see they kind of move, and they slide down a bit. If you hit them enough, maybe. There they go. Maybe you just have to do 2 attacks consecutively. They fall, and you can see that there's something down there now. And we went over sort of to that area before. Is there a way to jump down without dying? Oh, it actually looks like there's items down there that I can get to. Well, let's try and do this. Cat Ring, where are you? This could be really dangerous, and we might die, but whatever. We looked at this area earlier a bit, because we saw the slugs, but I didn't go down there. That's it, Unknown Hero's Soul. That's not really worthwhile with a bunch of slugs right below me. But I can drop to here, it looks like. Cool. So that's where we want to go, though, is over to where those slugs are. And pick up what it is that we just uncovered. And if you come over here without That's not the right way. If you come over here without knocking those slugs down, you can't get it. It is... The slugs were, like, clinging onto it and keeping it within their little, like, gross... They're more falling, geez. Their gross little cocoon type thing that they had going on there. If you've ever played a Souls game, you probably know what this is. And it is of zero use to, oh god, use to us on this file. But it is still cool, and I want it, and I'm going to get it. Ow. Ah, I have no stamina. There's so many slugs. These seem so much more aggressive now than they were when I was up on those boards, and I think it's probably because they're, like, trying to protect the thing they were holding on to. You can't even see the ones that are alive here because there's just so many. Alright, looks like I killed all the ones that are out here. Oh, there's some that are over there, too. Jeez. The funny thing is, this is not just a weapon in the Souls series. This is just like a FromSoft staple weapon. It's in pretty much all of their games. There's a version of it in Bloodborne as well. Kingsfield has a version of it. I hear another one. Maybe not. It's just their bodies. Okay. But Kingsfield, I don't know if Kingsfield is FromSoft's first game series, but I believe that's where this weapon originated from, was the Kingsfield games. This is a good farming spot for sucker stones, by the way, if you need them for a weapon. But remove sword. Heck yeah. Okay. Large sword of Moonlight. Ooh. We'll read it in a second here. Ooh, sucker stone chunk. This was the primary reason I wanted to come back and explore. Was just this thing. Dear Lord. Stupid poison. Okay. Good enough for now. Our regen will help us out for a bit while we read this. Large Sword of Moonlight, which we cannot use. Oh yeah, that's right. In this game, it is actually a faith weapon. Oddly enough. I totally forgot about that. I had planned on using this on another character that I was going to make a mage, but this is actually a faith weapon. And it has S scaling with faith. All of its damage is magic. It has no physical damage at all. Its blade is 100% magic, and it looks so cool in this version. Oh, it looks great in the remake. It's got like some clouds in its little green starry blade. That's so cool. Alright, Large Sword of Moonlight, a legendary large sword that shines with moonlight. Strongly associated with Moonlight Knight Vito. I have no idea who that is. I should probably know that. One of the few remaining relics of God. The blue crystal blade is composed entirely of light, making it impossible to block with a shield. So that's what makes it super cool. Is not only is it magic damage, and all magic damage, but it also ignores shields. Now, the only thing I've not tested is if a shield is good at blocking magic, even if it can't guard, will it still lower the damage taken? But it says it ignores shields, so I would assume no. But I don't know. I honestly I'm not sure. Because it says impossible to block with a shield, so you can't block it. So you're not going to, like, the person, if you block it with a shield, they're not going to bounce off the shield, and you're still going to take damage. But I wonder if the shield will still block some of the magic damage from it. That's the thing I'm not sure. It's like, yeah, they're not going to stagger from hitting a shield, and you're not going to, like, get an opening from that. But would you still take full damage? And I would assume no. I would assume if someone's got a shield that blocks a lot of magic damage, that'll work just fine at blocking that. And wow, we recovered all of our health from regen while we were there. Oh my god, playing this game on my monitor is so much better than So I've been remote playing my secondary character on my TV downstairs, which gets a little bit of a glare. And the graphics aren't as good because it's playing over the network. And holy crap, it's so much harder to see in this area than when I'm playing here on my monitor. Alright, he dropped an item. Really? Oh, okay, there we go. This could be straight death. These guys are brutal. Really? How did that miss? Like, how? I was targeting him. Here he comes. I hate these guys. The biggest problem with them isn't their attacks or the damage they deal. It's the fact that if you get into the swamp and can't roll, you can't properly dodge and you can't move fast enough and you get hit. And blocking doesn't really work. And I don't think you can parry them. So, one of the other things I was thinking about is, man, I don't parry enough. Why don't I use a Great Shield? I'd get better guard block. It would work for enemies like this that just push you back and such. But the reason I don't use a Great Shield, and I might in the future... Oh, God. I might use one in the future. The reason I don't use one now is because they're all too heavy. We'd have to completely change our armor set. So while I normally like having the weapons that do parries, or the shields, not weapons, the shields that do parries, because being able to parry is a nice thing to have, I'm just more and more seeing, like, crap, I don't parry, like, at all. That's where those other giant depraved ones are. It's over there. I don't parry really at all, and so having the abilities kind of worthless in the long run. Some slugs out here. Where I could have a shield that does a lot more for me in... Oh. Oh. Hello. But yeah, I could use a shield that could do a lot more for me in actual blocking, since all I do is block. I very rarely parry. But they're just so heavy. Great shields are so heavy. And I remember in later Souls games, I feel like I parry more, but I think it's because there's more enemies that I feel safe parrying. And it might also be like in games like Dark Souls 1, where there's poise, and I can stand there and take hits and not get staggered. Parrying's a lot less dangerous. Whereas in this, if you screw up a parry, sometimes it doesn't cause an animation problem, but sometimes you take so much damage because armor doesn't do a lot that the parries just don't end up being worth it. I mean, a couple of the times I've tried to parry has been just a straight nightmare because I just am bad at parrying. And so I end up taking a ton of damage just from trying to do something and failing at it. Dull gold armor. So you can only wear this if you're a female. In the Highlands, this dull gold armor is worn into battle by women of high rank. Its weight slightly slows stamina regeneration. I'm going to assume these say the same thing. Yeah. That's cool. So that's a female armor set. Not sure why a slug had it, but okay. This is going to be awful. I need to pull only one at a time. And even then, I have to find a way to fight them in the swamp. No! Ugh. You're a dick. I hate you. No, god dang it. Look at my stamina regen so slow. Yes, we killed one. Only multiple more to go. Jesus. Next. Where are you going? Wait, where'd he go? Why are you over there? If he missed, it would have been fine. Problem is they don't miss when you move this slow. Maybe if I back up a little more? Oh, great. Poison. Nope, that didn't help. This is the worst. Oh, God. Aww, I didn't have enough stamina. Like I said, this is why Great Shields would be nice, is Great Shields would allow me probably to block those attacks more easily. But they're just too heavy at the moment. So eventually we'll probably end up using a Great Shield. I prefer the look of the normal shield. Like, I'm not a big fan of how bulky the Great Shields are. To me, they don't fit our character, so I might not switch to them for that reason as well. I like having them more flexible and kind of lithe and quick standard shields, but I don't know. It's just, since we don't parry, it seems like a waste in the long run. So, I don't know. I'll have to decide at some point. Right now, I need to get back to my bloodstain and not die doing that. It feels so awful being able to roll, but not being able to when in the swamp. On a good note, though, if we can get this to pure black, we'll be in good shape because we'll have another pure black event to do. And I don't think there's a way to screw up the pure black one here and not get character tendency out of it. I really love this game way too much. I'm not lying. Like, my love for this game is too great. Every other Souls game pales in comparison in my eyes. I know so many people love Bloodborne, and I'm just like, nah, man, Demon Souls is where it's at. I think it's also because I'm not as into the whole Lovecraftian horror theme that than so many other people are. So many people love that kind of theme, and while this kind of has it with the old one, it's not quite the same because it's not like Bloodborne. A lot of the enemies are very Lovecraftian horror, whereas Demon Souls doesn't have that. Demon Souls, yes, has the whole old one thing, and that's very Lovecraftian, but that's about it. Didn't I switch to my bow? Oh, I hit the wrong button, that's why. Okay. Right. But that's about all it has for Lovecraftian is the old one. Everything else is pretty medieval, fantasy, evil type stuff. And I prefer that myself. I love high fantasy and the medieval stuff. And Dark Souls has that in spades, but Dark Souls, I don't know, the story in Dark Souls just, it doesn't resonate with me as much as Demon Souls' story. It just doesn't. Hello, Souls. Oh, crap. Did that guy see me? I mean, if he did, that's fine. I need to fight him, but... eh. Oh. Okay. What? Why? Oh god. Look how much damage that does. Oh jeez, we're dead. Give me your souls before I die. Hey, I somehow survived. Nope, there I go. I literally went to use a freaking grass. Alright. We're actually running low on Stones of Ephemeral Eyes. I can't remember if there's a merchant that sells them or not, but it's okay. We need to... We'll find ways to deal with running out if we run out. Traverse areas we haven't really traversed yet. We'll find more. The problem is I need to be better about not wasting them. I don't think I wasted any in Stonefang Tunnel. I think I actually found that I used the exact number I needed to. I want to say from neutral to pure black it's 5. You have to die 5 times in body form. But I don't know that for certain. So this will probably be our last attempt before ending this video, which is fine. I think this video's been pretty good. I'm honestly not happy with my explanation from the beginning of the video, but I'm not gonna dwell on it because I know it's annoying when I keep repeating the same stuff. I don't even like that I do it. But I'm still not happy with it because I just feel like I haven't got my point across. But it is what it is. If anything, what I'm saying now may not even be the truth anymore because it's always possible that I'll get fed up with it and I'll just do a quick voiceover instead of what I said during the actual live recording, just to make it be what I want. The problem is, usually when I do that, I write a script, and I know I'm terrible when I read off of a script. I know that I'm very robotic. That's why I like to do all my recording live while I play, rather than playing and then doing a voiceover, is because I know my voiceovers, almost always, they're not as good. They might be more structured and less, oh, how do I explain? They might be more structured and just kind of like, I might get my point across better, but I think that I sound awful because I sound robotic. Because I'm either reading off a script or I literally have notes because I had the time to do it. Whereas when I do things live, I have no notes. Everything just happens as it happens, and it's more real, I guess. But then you end up, when I want to talk about something in particular I thought about before the video, you end up with me stumbling over my words and not getting my point across properly. It's especially silly since I'm trying to explain the character that I'm playing as and how I view them and how they're viewed by the world and all that. You'd think that I'd be able to get that across pretty well, but I just don't, for whatever reason. But I'm hoping what I said this time, oh god, okay, was clear enough. It's probably not. I don't think it is. But we are... How we define ourselves, how other people see us, is defined by our actions and the content of our... Can't think of the word, which of course causes problems. But the content of our personality and soul, I guess. Not just by simple I can't think when I'm playing. It's awful. Simple perceptions. Like, simple perceptions are not enough to define someone. It's the content of your character. That's what I was trying to think of, not solely. Content of your character and the content of your actions. No! I almost had him. I should not have committed to that extra hit. Alright. So what we'll do is we will grab our souls and then probably make our way back to the Nexus. I don't think I have a Shard of Archstone on me. No, I don't. So we'll run and grab our souls, then head back to the Nexus. Actually, you know what? I probably won't even head back to the Nexus. What I'll probably do, and actually, to not be stupid, I should put on the cling ring. I'll put it on without the thief ring, actually. We'll just get our souls, go somewhere relatively safe, and then I can end there, because we'll still have to continue here. I wanted to go back to the Nexus because I want to see how... No, you know what? I have the time. Never mind. I'll head back to the Nexus. We'll go get our souls and head back to the Nexus. I should be able to do that. Oh, I know how to explain this finally. It came into my head. Our character is a knight, not in title, but in character. And maybe I've said that before. I probably have. But I'm saying it again. That's why I like him being a knight. Because maybe in title, he's a wanderer, but in character, he's a knight. Because he protects others and does what he thinks is right and follows his conscience and does what's good for people. Not because of reward, not because of self-gain, but because it's the right thing to do. It's so funny because I finally can make those words come out, and I like how I just said that. And it's at the end of, like, what, 3 videos since I talked about it? Whatever. I gotta have something to talk about, and now I finally feel like I got that across. It's just funny because we've been playing this character for so long. It's been fantastic, though. I love this game. I know I've said that many times, but I do. This game is so good. If you're wondering why I'm dropping down to pick up these things, Marrowstone shards are relatively rare because they come from those stupid flies. But then on top of that, I think these flies can also drop the chunks. And I think they're the only way to get the chunks. And if I'm correct about that, I always have to check if I get a chunk, because if I don't, then I could be missing out on things that are not easily obtained. Alright, souls retrieved, which is good. I think we have enough for another level up, so I might be able to grab that when we do make it back to the Nexus. Assuming I ever make it back to the Nexus. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I just want to play. Oh god, this is... Is there even a way for me to get past them easily? I don't think so. The more I think about it, the more I really want to do New Game Plus, because I'm enjoying this game so much and I want the content for the channel. So I have to come up with a reason for the actions that I know I need to do in the New Game Plus. And I have some ideas, I just don't know if I like the reasoning. Shoot. I mean, it doesn't matter if he kills us because we got our souls back, but I'd rather not die. I don't want to have to run back down here, especially since we're not in body form. See, look how much easier these guys are when you're standing on land. Granted, even if we could have all the land in the world, and if we had to fight more than one at a time, it would be a nightmare. You know, another thing that I need to get... Oh yeah, that's right, I'm not wearing the Thieves' Ring. That's why they'll actually come after me. Another thing we need to save up for and get at some point is the, there's that ring that's like 50,000 souls or whatever. You get it from the noble lady in Tower of Latria. Because it increases how many souls you get when you do anything that gets you souls. So primarily beating bosses and killing normal enemies. Ooh, what'd you drop? Faintstone Shard. That's relatively rare as well. You can buy them from the lady over here, but they're insanely expensive. They're like 10,000 souls. Honestly, I do not want to spend that much. I guess another thing I kind of... Since I mentioned that I have a secondary character, pretty much every game I play I have more than one character because I like doing different builds and runs and things, and it just takes too long to be able to readjust a character to a new build in these games, particularly Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, and Bloodborne 2. Or as well, I should say. There's no Bloodborne number 2. Anyway, and the reason for that is because there's no respec. So, something I kind of want to talk about, and I'll go more depth into this when we've beaten the game. That's always a good time to talk about things, but I kind of want to talk about things that, as much as I love this game, some of the things that I think they could have done better. And namely, this isn't stuff like that, I'm talking FromSoft. I'm talking Blue Point. Because Demon Souls, as it is fantastic. I mean, I mentioned how much I love it. But Blue Point chose, or at least was hired to do a remake. And I feel like they could have had a little more control over adding some things to the game. And while they've added some stuff, there's not a lot. Like, I don't think I've come across many armor sets that are new. There are almost no weapons that are new. And that wouldn't really bother me too much, except there is one thing about weapons that I wish they would have changed, and that is how weapons get upgrade paths. So, for instance, katanas only have certain upgrade paths available to them. Straight swords only have certain upgrade paths available to them. Things like that. And the reason that bugs me is because I have a faith build character that I wanted to use a katana, but you can't get the blessed path on a katana. Which means that I would have to either not use the katana, or I would have to raise a separate stat as a secondary thing for that character. Ugh. Because the katanas aren't going to be any good unless I raise, like, dexterity, because katanas are a dex weapon and they can't get the faith scaling. And I think that's something they could have fixed. They could have added more upgrade paths to weapons and allowed more weapons to have different paths. I don't know why they didn't. I know that one of the things they said is that they wanted to stay as true to the original game as possible, but I think there are certain things they could have changed that wouldn't have affected things too much, and it would have allowed for more diversity, because right now, you know, depending on what you decide to be your build, you're only going to have certain weapons available to you and viable to you. And that was an issue with the original Demon Souls, and the fact that they left that as a problem, I think, is a little unfortunate. I kind of wish they would have changed that, because it would have been nice to have a lot of different options for weapons for the different builds in the game. And that, obviously, you know, I mentioned that there's no respec, and how I have secondary characters, especially in these games, because of how long it takes to do a new build if you want to try a different weapon. And I can't believe they didn't put respecking in the game. Why? It's been in, well, I can't say everyone. It's in Dark Souls 2, it's in Dark Souls 3, and I don't know. They might have put it in Bloodborne in the DLC. I don't remember. I know that vanilla Bloodborne didn't have respec, which always seemed odd to me. And I don't know why they wouldn't put it in, because, you know, if it's your first time playing Demon Souls and you're going through the game, you don't know what weapons are in the game, you don't know any of these things, and you just build out your stats however you're liking with what you have. And then all of a sudden you run into this weapon, you fall in love with that weapon, and you absolutely love it. But it doesn't fit with the stats that you've given your character. Your options are start building toward it now, and it's going to take a while because you've leveled up a bit, or start a new character and build towards that as you get to it and then have to re-earn the weapon, which isn't as fun either, because if you're new to the game, you don't want to start over and go through everything you already did again. If respec was in the game and you could just be like, oh, I love this weapon, I want to use this weapon, I'm going to respec and then redo my stats so I can use this weapon. Oh, we missed items over here. Let's grab those real quick. It just would be logical. I don't know why they didn't put it in. And so that's one of the things that I am upset about, is it would be nice. I'm lucky. I know kind of what I'm going to do. I know what I want to use for the most part, so I can easily build out for it. But there are things I forgot. And so, like I said, on my secondary character, I was like, oh, I can't do this. That means I have to adjust. I had to choose a different weapon to use on that character, or I had to change their stats. And luckily I've just changed their build and I'm going a different direction, and it'll be okay, and they'll have multiple weapons, but still it makes me a little sad. Ah, okay, so we're a bit towards black. Oh, we might be pure black now there. That looks like pure black to me because it's got those little dots flying out. So the next video, we might be going to do pure black events. Now, the problem is I only know where one of the events is. So we're going to have to do some exploring just to find the event that I don't remember where it is. Once we've found that, we'll go to the event that I do know of. So it's going to be an interesting video. It'll probably run long because I want to do both of them in one video, and it could be tough. And there might be some prep that we have to do beforehand. There's actually probably definitely some prep we have to do, but luckily I can explore the direction towards what prep I need to do and then go back from there. So next video, we'll be doing Pure Black in Valley of Defilement, which makes me really excited because if we can be successful with that, it will have us on the path for the most exciting thing for me in this game. And it shouldn't take long to get to it. So definitely look forward to that. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You can also subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell icon to get email updates when I upload new videos, and of course you can leave any comments or suggestions in the area below the video. I've also left my Twitch and Twitter links in the description, that way you can check out those platforms if you're interested. However, that is all I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching, and as usual, this is Xephyr, signing out.